Can you seriously learn a language with this?
Now, the clock's run out. Time's up. Oh.
This?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
Or with this? I don't know. Let's talk about it, because you'd be surprised. When you're a teenager and you don't know how to study language, there's this magical formula that any teacher says, you can study with music. Every teacher hopes to conquer the students with this method. We try. The problem is, we cannot compare learning a language such as English. Let's talk about English. We can't compare learning What a Wonderful World, which I've done at school, in middle school when I was studying English, with this. Whoever tells you that this is good to learn English, especially for beginner or intermediate levels, is nuts, in my honest opinion. What makes rap and music so difficult to understand, especially to non-native speakers? Songs are not grammatically correct. You must be aware that many words, many expressions, so much can be wrong. And if you're learning from that and then you're taking an exam, you're setting yourself up for failure. And being able to distinguish between what's right and wrong, it's feasible, it's doable if you are a pro, if you're good in the language. Number 2, slang. And it could be any kind of slang. Slang, which is very common on social media. Slang and expressions deriving from a subculture, a community. If I think about rap, there are so many subcultures I don't even know about, and I don't navigate through rap. It's not my genre, it's not one of the genres I listen to. Acronyms, cultural references, neologisms. If you don't know maybe gossip, it could be even difficult to grasp. Let's make a practical example. So I'm currently looking at a Kendrick Lamar song, and his music is full of intricate rhyme schemes. I mean, if you find literature difficult, there are artists, contemporary artists, that don't shy away from them. There are rhymes. There's a study behind the word, the length. I know that some people will be very contrary to what I'm saying, but it's a very difficult genre to analyze. Listening to this music without understanding the lyrics, without understanding the context, just listening to the beat, that's okay. But if you really want to learn a language, there's some work to do. There's definitely some work to do. So today I'd like to share with you 5 benefits that you can get from listening to rap. Repetition helps retention. Why are songs so critical for language learning? And they help vocabulary, because you're repeating the same stuff, the same sentence, the same words again and again and again and again. I wasn't listening to rap when I was a teenager. I was listening to lots of Disney, and then I switched to metal music. But basically, this has helped me retain a lot of vocabulary. You get the repetition of phrases, and sometimes they're very sophisticated. And also with rapping, you must be very careful and conscious about pronunciation. Also for the rhyming scheme, so royalty, loyalty. Even the most simple aspect of saying DNA, trust me, language learners use their native language to read the letters and initialisms. So many Italian students say DNA, but if I listen to the song, I know it's DNA, and it becomes easier to remember. Idiomatic expressions such as you better lose yourself in the music. If you learn you better lose yourself in the music, you learn the idiomatic use of losing yourself in something. You have no clue how many idiomatic expressions I knew when I went to university, and I didn't even know they were idioms, but I knew about them thanks to music and songs. So yes, don't ignore idioms in songs, because they help. And if you understand the meaning in the context of the song, you should be grateful to that lyrics, truly. I want to make an example which is not rap, but I also want to show you how songs help with grammar structure. And the reason why I'm not using a rap reference is because I don't listen to rap. But the most clear example that comes to my mind is If I Were a Boy by Beyonce. It's an example. If I were a boy, it's a conditional, and it's a very good example of how you use the verb if I were and not if I was. And I found another song which has I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. In Beyonce's example, I've used the second conditional. In the rap song I found, I've used the first conditional. But you're learning a grammar structure. If you learn the logical connection that occurs in that song, you've learned the conditionals. Congratulations. And this with anything. Slang is, of course, of paramount importance if you want to learn English, not only for an exam, but also to actually go and visit a country. If you want to navigate social media, you need slang. It's basically necessary. A great example could be What's Wrong with the World, Mama? People living like they ain't got no mama. Ain't is so frequent, and just like ain't, there are plenty of expressions that occur and again and again and again. We can find them in songs. Also because ain't is tricky, so if you see how to use ain't in different situations, you understand that it can be or it can be have. I'm gonna pop some tags. Got $20 in my pocket. I'm gonna pop some tags, another slang expression. And then you learn something extra, which in my opinion is super useful, which is attitude. If you want to be more emphatic or you want to be more assertive and you want to use stronger expressions, well, here you go. You have very good examples of language used in a way to express ideals and opinions. And also, hey, wake up. This is your wake-up call. You gotta let him know. If you really like the genre, be aware that many words that you find in these lyrics are not necessarily right when it comes to grammar and academic requirements. Let me know if you'd like an episode like this with a deep dive with metal music, because that's where my expertise is stronger, definitely. But I know that rap is such a widespread genre. I really wanted to touch on this because the opportunity to learn and improve is huge. It's truly immense. I'll leave you down in the description box some tools to learn about slang. Let me know if you have any favorite rapper. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever tried to learn English using rap songs. I have tried in the past, and I'll tell you it's tricky. Even for advanced learners, it's tricky. So let me know in the comments. Thank you. I'll see you soon.